How's it going, everybody? I figure I'd bring you an update because I haven't done one in a while on the space. Just the things you do as a leaseor versus as a leasee. Although the leasee, meaning the landlord, should be doing some stuff I'm doing out there behind me in the hallway. But they don't. They'll throw down the salt when it is snowy, but we're undercover. We don't really need it here. But there was salt and what have you, and leaves are blown in, and a band-aid and stuff. Well, I swept that. They should be blowing this out. After it's going to be hot for weeks, you don't need the salt. The salt now is the slipping hazard that somebody could sue you for. So yeah, you put the salt down to melt the ice, the snow, so it's not a slipping hazard, but now the salt itself on the dry concrete is now a slipping hazard. So you got to clean that off. It looks like crap otherwise, and customers track it into your shop. So I'm out there sweeping. Let's go have a look. My little trusty broom. But as you can see, look in front of the game store, there's salt everywhere. They're more likely to get snow drifts and stuff than us. But, they still put it all through here. So I've been sweeping it up. I've already swept up a few times. Make little piles, leaves, salt. It looks better through here. You see the Band-Aid right here. Just stuff that's laying in the hallway. Dead bugs, what have you. But yeah, we're undercover. We got a door. No one else seems to sweep their space. I do because I don't want a customer slipping. And although this would be on the landlord because it's the general space for everybody, this stuff also just comes into the shop on people's shoes, and then I have to sweep the floors more. It's just a pain in the butt. But this salt becomes a slipping hazard. Like, it's pretty big chunks out there. I don't know. Why put yourself at risk? These are things the landlord should be doing. They don't do. The property management company doesn't do. But this is what I'm doing. And that's how it's done. That took me, I don't know, I'd say like 10 minutes to do. Pretty quick, pretty easy. If I were brought my blower from home, got here early and just blew that out, be a dust cloud, but blow most of that stuff out. That would probably be the quickest way, but also the dirtiest way for myself. So sweep it, 10 minutes. I don't know, if we didn't sweep that after we moved in the late winter going into spring, we would still have salt out there because they didn't care. They didn't take care of it. Anyways, let's show you the shop. We got in some cool single track Squids shirts. Oh, look at that on the back. 69 all over the trails. We're all Squids at some point, right? So this works for everybody. The money from this mostly goes back to Brian Taylor, of the founder of Single Track Squids. So if you come in and buy one, that's supporting the Facebook page and all the work he does with that. Of course, we have our shirts too. We've sold a few that they've picked up. It's awesome, and when you come in here and you buy one, because it just supports us, we appreciate that. Maybe you don't need anything at the time, motorcycle-wise, parts, real gear or anything, but the shirt, it's appreciated. It's a token, it's a gesture, of, hey, we're glad you're here. We appreciate that. The new edition, let's go over to it. Not the AMSOIL, you saw that last time. AMSOIL silicone spray, that awesome stuff, by the way. But is the Wild Willy. They're different fragrances, scents, for your gasoline. We got honey, pina colada, banana, grape, bacon, weed, pumpkin spice, hippie, Christmas tree, ex-girlfriend. And then all these are different back here. Fruit Loops. We're just going to show some of them. Who's your daddy? I'm randomly doing it. Cinnamon and peach. And what's that one? Watermelon. All different flavors. And it really does make your two-stroke exhaust, or any exhaust, smell like what it says. It's really crazy. Really crazy. And it will treat up to 20 gallons. So like my truck, if I wanted it to smell, I just pour one of those in. Motorcycle, half the bottle for, well, right now half, a quarter of the bottle for 5 gallons of fuel. Cool stuff, cool company, by the way. We also got their high performance odor eliminator. It's good for spraying in your helmets and boots and what have you. So spray that in, eliminate those nasty odors. I had people looking the other day at helmets. You just never know what somebody will come in and buy, especially at this time of the year getting into winter. But we all ride here in Colorado Springs, Denver area year round. Most people do. Have skid plates. I got the 701 690. If you want one of these, I'll hook you up a really good deal. Off the top of my head, I want to say I'll do it for $60. Come on in. Plus tax. Got to pay Uncle Sam. But that's not much tax on $60. Over here, we've expanded the dog food. We keep doing this every month. We got more wet food. And the treats sell really well. Like I said, my dog loves them. I got him one of these smaller ones. He's working pretty good over the last 4 days. I'll just give it to him for a little bit at a time, like 10-15 minutes at a time. Kind of let him savor it so he doesn't just eat the whole thing. And yeah, it's a good thing to keep him occupied. My doggy is really loving this brand of stew. It's shredded beef and egg. And this is with shredded chicken, turkey, and eggs. And it looks like real human stew. Like if this didn't have a pet on here or anything, and this said like Campbell's stew or something, you'd be like, really? And you'd eat it. This one, although it's supposed to be like a stew, the from, my dog loves it, loves the beef, loves the chicken, but to me is like, I don't know, it looks nastier, if you will. But that's why I kind of like these, just for my appetite. Like I always jokingly say, but it's only half a joke. Like if you had the end of the world and you had a cupboard full of these, you couldn't get any more canned food, you know, and you come across some foods, you came across this, you're more apt to eat it because you could get rid of the label, open it up, it just has a pop top like most modern cans now, and you could heat that up, eat it, and I bet that tastes really good. And it looks good too. The like the from, my dog loves it, but it doesn't look like a stew you as a human would eat. So I kind of kid about that you know, if things were real tough and you had a bunch of this in your cupboard, or for me in the store, I could take this and I would have cans to eat. That might sound gross, but I don't know. Think of it as like prepping, right? You're more likely mentally to associate this with human food, at least modern people. Now, I'm not going to say if times were really tough and this is all I had, yeah, I'm going to eat that. Just saying, just a little side note, and we got some kitty treats, so we're expanding there. We have somebody that ordered some cat food, so that will be going, but that's what we do for right now. We're starting to carry a little more each time. That's the idea, but we're also getting more and more orders together from people, and then place an order once a month. Boom, you got your bag food, you got your wet food, you can get some treats, and yeah, that's how we're building this, because this is all boutique food. This is boutique foods. This isn't like your big Purina, I own everything, and we put in God knows who what into the food. These companies put in quality, premium cuts of meat, vegetables, whatever it might be. That's what they're using. And I want to kind of show you, we'll go back out here for a sec. I don't know, I put our stuff on this like glass panel that sticks out. So there's all the pet foods. Actually, it's a lot more than that. It's a whole second sheet, but that gives people a general idea. And then stuff we do, I figure people walk by, put it there until we're told we can't, but it's kind of ours because it's part of this. What do you all say? I think it's part of ours. Oh yeah, let me show you the Wild Willy banner. So Wild Willy, fuel fragrance, 3 times triple strength. It looks cool and good company because they didn't have the one that I wanted. It said like sold here at the top. So they substituted this one, which was basically the same without the sold here, and they knocked like $12.50 off it for me to purchase the banner, which is cool. Most companies would just like substitute it and not tell you and still charge you the same amount. Here's our 72 volt RAR Mantis. We are going in the winter, so it's a little bit slower, but we still have one of these to move. But we also have the Suron Ultra B over here. I have everything still locked up, but have that over here. This thing is awesome. Look at the brakes, dirt bike brakes, passenger pegs. It even has a license plate holder and light and turn signals, although I would take that off because here in Colorado that doesn't mean anything. Although I would attempt to take this down and see. You might have to go through the inspection process and see. It does have a VIN on it over here, VIN plate, but it is in Chinese, so I don't know. But if you could get one passed, you'd be good. Oh, also look at it has a real motorcycle chain. By that I mean nice and thick, not like a bicycle, you know. I think that's the same as the GPX here. You know, it's not a bicycle chain like that. And yeah, I suppose while I'm standing here, we could talk about the Quiet Cats. Our customer, he finally got back a hold. I guess they have a resolution. We don't have a resolution. They just haven't paid us our money, and I think that's going to be what it's going to be. And the Rubicon here is now making a noise in the internal. Could be the pals. I don't know. We're going to, when we get the Ibex back, it's on a rental. The customer broke, I'm guessing, either the derailleur or the hanger. And I'll see when he brings it back in here in like an hour. And we'll see what that's about. But we'll probably move over the Ibex motor over to this one because they're the same motors. And move that over. And yeah, and then have a bike that's still good. We can also move over. I might actually move over the Ibex motor into this frame because this one, the hanger here, is made, look how it's made on the outside, so you can't push it in. It's a lot better reinforced. That's probably not going to bend. Whereas the Ibex is a traditional hanger. I'll go over to like a standard. Well, yeah, it's kind of like this, but it sits on the inside, and those are what bend and break. So it is what it is on a mountain bike, you know. Just it's kind of sad that they made the Ibex not thinking about that, and people rent these things to go hunting. I still don't understand it myself. You can let me know in the comments if you use this sort of thing for hunting. Why? They seem so finicky. You got things that hang off, the derailleurs and whatnot, that can easily break. I don't get why you personally would use this for hunting. I honestly don't. I don't. I don't see how this would be easy to go through a forest to track your animal, especially our forest here. We're in mountains. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't hunt. I love eating the meat. I'm not a hunter, so I don't get it. I guess it's the new way about going about it. I don't know. And then some people will say, well, but you can't use something like this. Heck, if I'm out there, I'm going to use whatever. That's electric. That's still quiet. No one would know, right? It's still the same footprint. It would still be just as easy to get back into there wherever you're hunting. I don't know. That's my opinion. The bikes I do like of the Quiet Cat are these. I know, isn't that kind of silly? The step throughs. Because You're going to be riding on paths in the town. You're not going to hit the derailleur on anything. It's a city bike. It's going to be just fine. And the batteries go and go and go. They just work. These work. And these work good for rentals because people aren't going to be taking these out through a forest to break shit. Now we have our 60 volt RAR Mantises. We got the pre-production model in our demo one. And both are for demo. We have a bunch of parts coming for this. And we have ours for sale. If you want to know cost on one that's been very reliable, slightly used, I don't know, maybe we could even talk, but not just price, like, hey, if it broke in the next 6 months, like motor or something, maybe we could do something for you, you know? Because being a dealer, we can get that stuff at our cost. You know, maybe the controller goes in 6 months. I don't know. We could do maybe some sort of warranty, you know? Otherwise, it's pretty much as is, but we can talk. Let's talk. So you can get a low-cost bike that's been working for us great. So no issues. Yeah, it's a little dirty. It's a little muddy. I just had it out the other day. And then we get back to our space. Funny story here. And the texturing is awful. I can do better texturing than this. But the can I bought the big fancy can with this trigger and stuff. First squirt, it gets stuck on, and it's going dripping down my hand, and I'm trying to spray, and it stopped. I couldn't get it to stop spraying, so I just had to go with it. Unfortunately, we'll just toss some paint on that. It's not our space technically, so either way, it's better than what they had here with that corny wall that came out to here, like T on a door that they never used anymore. Wasted space for a little what room, I don't know. What would you use that for? So we opened this up. We made this space so much better. We've taken care of it so well, like with the hallway with sweeping, with painting this like colors that are so much better than your typical office colors. You know, I bet if somebody else were to move in here, I think they would keep this mural. Why wouldn't you? It's a nice big mural. It's pretty. Unless you were going to break this space into different things. But if you were keeping it as one big room for whatever reason, yeah, I think you would keep that. You'd probably keep the colors too. So everything we've done, I think adds value to this. Like if they would have had all this done and we would have walked in here and they said this was $4,000 a month, I would have been like, huh, it's pretty nice. It's probably worth $4,000 a month. You know, we don't pay anything close to $4,000, but I'm just saying, if it would have made it more enticing, it would have made it more enticing for somebody to move into having some simple things done. But the owners aren't really business people. They don't really look at that sort of thing. You know, kind of like the T-wall over there and the wall there. I mean, unless you were going to happen to get somebody in here that was going to set it up as like some cubicles, it was, again, wasted space. Opening this up turned it into a retail space. You know, we still haven't done anything with the office or the break room. That's still a mess. But we don't need it right now. Once we have an employee, then I will definitely finish that, put a computer in there, and that's where I can go hide to do bills and all that good stuff, video editing, and not be out here. You know, a place to go hide, and a place for the employee to go hide if they want to take a break, and not sit in their car. Thanks for following along. I hope you guys and gals appreciate the videos. And this kind of shows you the process of starting a business, starting a space, and what's involved and the issues and the complications that come up, like with the owners and the property management company, and what you may or may not have to deal with in a space. You know, it's just the reality of nothing is smooth, nothing is as it seems. There's always something hidden. Somebody's trying to do something. You find out other things about both other parties, the owners and the property management company. I don't hate the owners. I just don't think they're business people. I just don't think they're business people. Whereas property management company, not going to fix them. They're unwilling to change. They don't want to communicate. Even now, we don't know what's going on. They still try to charge us for the sign out by the road. They still try to charge us $3 a month for the electricity for the sign that we don't have by the road. And maybe I should show you that. Maybe I'll show you the sign next video. Have a good one. Stay well, stay safe. Bye.